I'm glad you enjoyed it. How are you doing today, Darren? What's the vibes?
I am doing well. Happy Thanksgiving to the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. I'm pretty pumped. Do you take a little time off, Darren?
Uh,
Not really. You take a day
I'm
off?
self-employed. It's a little hard for me to do that,
Welcome,
but
my world too.
I am
try to
meeting.
really
I'm
take
meeting
off.
our mutual friend Nelson Flores Friday for beer in Buda. So
Perfect.
there's that Friday.
I try to
So,
take Thursday and Friday off. I try to
definitely take. Well, I guess I'll take Thursday off. I like to keep
balances.
myself busy for sure. So
I also have a bad habit of keeping myself busy. But take time for yourself, Darren. Even if it's just for you.
take
Even
your
if you
time
want
for
to go.
yourself. Isn't that the name of a song? Take time for yourself.
I don't. Oh man, Darren. You know what we got to talk about? Taking time for ourselves.
Yeah, writing a song
Hang on.
called "Take
We
Time
could.
for Ourselves."
Yeah, I like it. We could release it on Mental Health Awareness Day
What day is that?
in a while. It's not now. It's like next year, and I don't
Oh.
remember. But it's
Let's
a good
do it.
day. Okay. But speaking of,
It's like
go
the
ahead.
40th anniversary of We Are the World, or this year or something like that. No, I shouldn't have brought it up because I don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
don't either.
Yes, I'm down with the releasing the song on Mental Health Awareness Day.
Darren, do we ever know what we're talking about?
No, rarely, but that's what makes us entertaining.
But don't lose me here. I have something.
Good.
Speaking about taking time for ourselves and relevant very much to Wimberley, which I love. And I don't know if you know this, but I grew up fishing on the Blanco and the Guadalupe. And
I did
just
know
all
that.
the way around there. Awesome. My buddy was like, dude, and I love fly fishing.
Yes.
My buddy was like, dude, have you ever fly fished the Guad?
Yeah,
just
they have it
past
in New
Wimberley.
Braunfels. It's huge.
So I didn't know they had trout there. Like
Oh,
a
I didn't know that. I would have
yeah.
told you that. I've known that for years.
I know, like a loser. So guess what? We took time for ourselves, and I went, Darren. I went. I guess it was a week ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened, Darren?
You probably caught a lot of undersized trout because when they populate those things, they overpopulate it, and there's not enough food to go around, so they become undersized.
I caught maybe the biggest,
That goes against everything I just said.
maybe the biggest trout I've ever caught in my life, Darren.
Wow!
I'm
Congratulations.
talking football-sized trout. It was like 7.
Are these
plus.
rainbows or something else?
It was a rainbow, and I was blown away. And it was awesome because my buddy was there with me, and he actually took a video. And in the video,
Yes.
it was so big that I jumped, and I was like, "Dude, is that a bass?" And my buddy's like, "Dude, I think that's a bass." And I was like, "How did I catch a bass on a fly?"
Right.
And then eventually I got it closer. And I was like, "Oh
Well,
my
you
gosh!"
have to give me that. Can
Oh
we
my
put
gosh.
that on our social media channels?
It's on social. I will tag it and
Oh,
send
okay.
it back.
I haven't
so
seen that.
everybody
You
out
have a lot
there,
of channels, so I don't know which one
we
to
do
look for.
So this is a PSA to those fly fishers.
Yeah, but I can't
fly
repost
fishermen
it
out
if
there.
you just tag me. Oh, maybe I can. Yeah.
I don't know how.
I think you can. I do
But
know, so I
I
should
will
know.
tag you. But a PSA to those fly fishers out there: get to the lower, get to the upper Guad, I guess, below the dam.
Yeah.
It'd be the lower, below the dam, and hit some fly fishing over there, man. I had an awesome time. I'm not gonna tell my spot; it's secret. But it's not. It's like the
I
most.
doubt
public-
you're the only one that knows.
Oh, there was like 8 guys there.
You know, my when my father passed, I have. You need to come over to my house. You can have any of them. There are probably 30 fishing poles and reels.
way.
And my father's a huge
know how
fisherman,
expensive
and
those
some
are?
of them are remarkably old. I was like getting some of my grandfather, but I'm pretty sure there's some fly fishing stuff in there too
Yeah.
that you can come look.
Sounds awesome.
I grew up fishing, but I've never been fly fishing in my life.
Wait, should we
Yeah.
go fishing together?
I would love to go fly fishing. I don't know how to do it. I mean, I've seen it.
I'll teach you.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go fly fishing. We can just go.
Do you
we
like
can
the
just go
movie A River Runs Through It?
Oh, I mean, Brad Pitt. Like with his shirt off.
Shadow casting.
Brad Pitt with his shirt off and long hair. Oh, there was fishing in that movie. Sorry, I got
Yeah, they
lost.
called it shadow casting.
No, it's a great movie. I love that movie.
It is a good movie.
So many things are happening right now, Darren. Did we just become friends? One, yes, I
Go
can
do
teach
karate.
you to fly fish, but we can fish in the same place, and you can spin cast, and I can fly fish. So it's legal to do both.
Oh, you can spin cast for trout? That's
Yep.
kind of cheating,
I
right?
agree. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
in fact, we were there, and I caught
It's like
that.
using a capo.
I caught that log, and this dude walks up, and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" And he was like, "Look at this huge one I caught!" And he like showed me his phone, and I was like, "Oh man, that's a dog!" But he had a spin cast, and I was like, and I was like, "Ugh!" I think I'm silently judging him, but really,
it's the music equivalent of a capo.
I just want everyone to know it's okay to be a spin caster. You should get out and fish, Darren. We should go bass fishing though, or something. We should do
Spin
some.
casters. Oh,
we should do
bass fishing, I
some-
already know how to do.
We
But
should do some type of fishing together.
All right. Well, let's get this party started here in Darren Micah,
Right.
November
Sorry, I
26th.
digress.
Happy Thanksgiving. No. Call in right now to the station with your fishing questions. We're talking fishing with Michael Wagner,
Yeah, send me
local
an
fishing
email.
expert.
I'm not in the studio.
Give us, except for you spin casters, you're not the real fisherman.
You are spin casters. We love
Are we
you.
supposed
just
to
as
say
equally.
fisher people?
Fishermen's.
Fisher.
Fisher people?
Fisher people.
with
Fisher
that.
X.
I'm with that.
It is Thanksgiving. My Dallas Cowboys are going to be playing on Thanksgiving.
Can we have a moment?
We can.
Can we have a moment for
Did
Turpin?
you see the
Oh my
utter
gosh.
bizarreness of the last two
was
and a
awesome.
half, 3 minutes
It was awesome.
of the Cowboys Commander
Awesome.
game?
It was like
It was awesome. It was
like
the sloppiest football I've ever seen
the
in my
worst
life.
I've ever seen. It was like they're gonna
It's
lose
like that
it.
really bad movie that's so hokey and bad that it's fun.
I was like,
That
they're gonna
such
lose
horrible.
it. Nope, they got it.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose it again. Nope, they got it.
Well, and it's like they're going to
awesome.
lose by 3. They're going to win by 3. No, they're going to win by 15. No, they're going to lose by 15. Yeah,
It reminds me of that song that's like like and like
Benny Hill song.
and they just like speed it up
Yeah.
and everyone's like because he fumbled on the kickoff and then he grabs it with one hand like a stud
And there was a
spin
missed
moves.
extra point,
Missed the extra point.
and then a return
Oh,
touchdown
sorry.
off of a.
I apologize to everybody. There's going to be a loud noise that goes up for our show during this situation because I have an electrical problem and my electrician is showing up later today to fix it. So sorry for the me that happens throughout the day's show. All will be well. I don't remember where we were.
Well, there was an onside kickoff that was returned for a touchdown. When was the last time you saw an
It's been
onside
like-
kickoff
it's-
return for a touchdown?
Oh yeah, that was wild.
And he was untouched.
It was funny. He just like bulldozed it through.
Yeah, you go, thanks everybody, and he just ran right through the
Goodbye
line.
and good night. It
Yeah,
was awesome.
a guy who's on the onside. He's so poor of a player. He's on the onside kickoff
Yep.
set up for the special team.
And then the Texans had to go and lose, right? Which is a super bummer.
which was unexpected.
And I'm like, come on now. Now we're just all in shambles.
I didn't bother to watch the Niners game. I watched the first
Oh
part
gosh,
of it.
Lord
and
have
then I
mercy,
turned it
Henry.
off.
Yeah, please. So did I.
Oh,
Actually, I watched the whole thing. It was painful.
and so they lost.
Oh, not just lost. It was like 38-10.
Oh,
It
yikes!
was fun.
The NFC is gonna send the Vikings to the Super Bowl. This year.
I go down with my ships, Darren, because you got to lay in the dirt in order to enjoy the sunshine. Now, Dallas has been in the dirt for a long time. But
You know, Sammy Hagar has a song called "She Likes D," and he says the whole word "in the dirt."
Okay,
It's from like the late '70s.
that's
It's
family.
such a bold.
It's a family station here, Darren.
Yeah, well, that's why I said. Well, anyway,
Dallas.
speaking
That
of
song's
football,
about the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys have historically had a game on Thanksgiving, and I grew up in North Texas, and Cowboys and Thanksgiving was one and the same thing, and it's
They
it
play
was
again,
canon,
right?
yeah.
Who are they playing?
Oh, they always do. And
How did they lock that down?
I think it was the whole 70s with
America's
Tex Schramm
team.
and America's team.
Yeah.
They were so good at marketing themselves back in the day.
I'm with it.
And
I wish it was-
Cowboys have always brought a lot of controversy to themselves
Yeah.
intentionally. And they're sort of like a reality show.
I mean, best marketer in the business, Jerry Jones.
He's the worst GM.
I will say though that this is the first year that it's like it's not great, but usually every year they're good during the season. And it's a fun game to watch. It's like against Detroit or somebody.
It's the first year in a long time that it's not dramatic. It's sad. It is sad.
Now, if they
and
get another
painful to
win,
watch.
if they get another win like Washington, I mean, they played a good game against Washington for 4.5 quarters. And they genuinely had it. I mean, that McLaurin touchdown for 80 yards.
it
what
was
is
so
happening?
bizarre.
My mind exploded.
Well,
So
I
who
have
else?
Terry McLaurin on my fantasy team, and he got that 95
There you go.
yard
You
touchdown.
were
So that's
happy.
cool.
But
But speaking, so anyway, welcome again to Darren and Micah Show. We talk all things entertainment, keep you entertained. We talk a lot about music, which is historically we're talking about. Speaking of music, country star Lainey Wilson, who's about the biggest female country star in the world right now, she is playing the halftime show at the Dallas Cowboys game.
fun.
Last year, I think it was Dolly Parton who
Fun.
came out in a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader outfit. For some reason, people were upset by that. It was just silly.
Interesting.
Anyway, do you know that during the Dallas Cowboys halftime game, the artists, they don't get paid?
Man, if that ain't classic music, exposure. Like, does Lainey Wilson need more exposure?
Well, this is why I brought this up.
Why?
Super Bowl artists don't get paid either for their stuff.
Really?
Yes. So Lady
crazy.
Gaga, Eminem, Dr. Dre. Now, I have read that when these performers do these halftime things at sports, their streaming and downloads go through the roof. And, you get an old band that's 40 years old, and they go and do these games, and all of a sudden their biggest hit is their number one download, for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, it is legitimate.
That's how
exposure.
they get paid.
But it is funny. Here's what I got. No, Super Bowl halftime performers are not paid in the way a large appearance fee, but they are paid union scale, which is a minimum wage guarantee by a union contract. What is that, like $300 an hour?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm sort of two minds of this, because it's weird to me that somebody goes down and performs and doesn't get paid. That seems wrong to me. However, nobody put a gun to Lainey's head. She agreed to it.
I mean, I feel completely like they should get paid something that's like whatever, $100K or whatever else.
It is weird.
Yeah, it seems crazy. Now, I'm sure they also have no expenses. Like the Super Bowl probably pays for the full performance.
I have
and
no doubt
everything
about
else.
that.
It's just like the artist and the company doesn't make
Right. Yeah. So anyway,
But ain't
I
that,
think
like,
Lainey
kinda
Wilson will do
classic?
it.
I mean, come on, guys. That's like, let's pay for everything and everyone else. Probably making the most. They're probably making the most money on any day in the U.S. That feels. That feels terrible to me.
It does. I don't know.
That makes me really frustrated.
But
pay something.
It was probably 5 or 6 years ago. Lady Gaga was the Super Bowl halftime performer, and she was huge, but she wasn't the ultra mega star that she is now, I don't think. So did she get a lift from that? And was she able to then parlay that into, hey, my movie quote went from 1 million to 5 million now because of her suicide? I don't know.
But you would never have like a doctor be like, oh, it's Patrick Mahomes. We're going to tell the whole world about it. Okay, you're not going to get paid. You might be the best in the world. You might be the best doctor in the U.S.
I think those team doctors don't get paid for being team doctors. Like, it just sort of, I don't know how they get paid.
They get paid salaries. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But they have their own practice, right? Like, there is a famous doctor in baseball who did the Tommy John surgery 30 years ago. And now, anytime there's a hurt baseball player, he gets 100% of the business. And so
maybe we don't know.
He has cornered the market.
Maybe, okay. Fair enough.
Well, today is November 26th.
Marketing.
On this day, we have some birthdays to announce, and we have some fun music news. So on this day, Ron Jones, the guitar player for the Flaming Lips, was born in 1970. So happy birthday to Ron Jones. Are you a Flaming Lips?
I do. I like the Flaming Lips, and I've seen them live twice, and they're really fun live.
Wow. Well, I mean, if you're going to rock out with the name The Flaming Lips, you better be pretty fun.
They're so fun. And the song Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots or whatever I still love that song. It's awesome. Her name is Yoshimi. She's a black belt in karate.
So moving back in time, 1967, John Sturratt, bass player for the band Wilco. I have never been a Wilco fan, but I know that people.
Your loss.
People love Wilco.
I love Wilco. Wilco's great.
Yeah. So happy birthday to John Sturratt. I've never even heard of that last name before.
Wilco misses you. If you change your mind, they'll still be there.
I will check them out. It's just sometimes you miss people or miss bands. So I don't know. Here's a band I do know and I like.
They're like a little indie folky hipstery too for you, which is a little too far.
1986. Adam Gaynor, guitar player from Matchbox 20. Bright Lights live version has a solo played by this guy, Adam Gaynor, and it is one of my favorite solos. It's completely nondescript. Probably people will listen to it and go, "What's the big deal? I don't get it." But man, if you ever want to see a master class of playing an entire solo off the root note, listen to Bright Lights live from Matchbox 20 and Adam Gaynor, and it's so emotionally cathartic and pleasing because it's just tension building from the piano and the bridge to the guitar, and he just pierces that first note with that unbelievable sustain with that root note,
look
and
at
he
you,
just
Darren.
does all these boomer
Look at
bends.
you showing off.
Well, no. Well, I've learned it all
I
thanks
love
to you.
it. I
But
love it.
all these
Show off that knowledge.
extremely satisfying boomer bends with tension and release
Darren.
of the song. It's so great. I love it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
It's okay if you don't know the answer to this.
Yeah.
What note would a typical boomer bend originate at?
I would imagine a boomer bend would start at the. Depends, I guess how far you want to bend it to. So it's got to be either the 5th or the 7th. Probably the dominant 7th, and bend to the
You nailed
first.
both. You nailed both of them. Which 7th?
Oh, the dominant 7th.
You nailed both of them.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Yeah.
5th bent to either the flat 5 or just straight up to the 6th, and the dominant 7 are the classic boomer bends. Darren,
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Guys, Darren, when he started taking lessons with me many moons ago, he knew nothing.
That is true. I still don't know anything.
You never,
But I do know
obviously
that.
not.
I did learn this week that that one of the key differences, if you listen to music and you see guitar reviews, which I'm not a gearhead, but I do like watching them and try to learn something. And the most boring, most often one is, here's the difference between a Stratocaster and a Telecaster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same information. So I saw a guy just a couple of days ago, and he had a different take. He said because of the bridge on the guitar, where the strings go into the guitar to hold it in place, where the bridge is, that it is harder to bend on a Stratocaster and than it is a Telecaster. A Telecaster has more give.
Tellies are like butter, baby.
Yes.
They're typically known as fast guitars. That's why you see them in Nashville a lot, and they're
Yeah, but
very
with all the
universal
chicken
with their
picking
tone.
with Nashville type playing, you don't have the need to bend as much.
But they're still softer in general. The strings
Yeah.
are like, so if a bend is easier,
Yeah.
playing's easier.
Well, and that's
In general,
his point
tellies
was
are easier to play.
Yeah,
they're quick.
but I've never heard anybody.
I love it.
Usually, it's the difference of the tonal wood and the pickups, single coil or humbuckers or that kind of stuff. But this guy said it's just on a Telecaster you can bend easier and bend further.
Well, he's 100% correct.
Right.
And I remember the first time, so I've got a Telly sitting over there. The first time I played a Telly, and I just remember being like, this is fast. This plays fast.
Yeah.
Everything bends easier, speeds easier, pressure's easier, and it is. It's because of that bridge and the distance of the strings. The distance is long, so right, the shorter a string is, the more tension you're gonna have.
Just
on
like all things in life.
That's
Just
exactly right.
Well, if you're a millennial or Gen X, do yourself a favor and listen to the live version of Bright Lights by Max Block 20. It's just a piercing guitar solo. I freaking love it.
If you're anyone, Darren, do yourself a favor.
Okay, so I left off his last name. I think it's Virginia, but McVie, the bass player for Fleetwood Mac, was born in 1945. I should know what his first name is, but I forgot. Born in 1939, a singer that Micah and sometimes I cover playing live, Tina Turner. It is the great Tina Turner's birthday today. So happy birthday, Tina Turner, no longer with us.
Yeah,
Born in 1937, Bob Babbitt, Hungarian-American bass player. He worked as a member of Motown Records studio band, the Funk Brothers.
Cool.
Micah, all I really want to be in life is I want to be a bass player for a band called the Funk Brothers.
I mean, who doesn't?
I just want to walk around and say, what do you do for the... I'm a bass player for Motown Records studio band known as the Funk Brothers.
Yeah.
That is instant cool street cred.
And then every time I left, I'd be like, go funk yourself, bro. Later tonight? Yeah, baby.
Oh, man. Micah, how much time do we have in this world?
Darren, we have 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I don't even need 10 minutes. Let's move on to music news here on 94.3 FM, Wimberley Valley Radio, your favorite radio station. Micah, I went to Saturday night. I was at Legendary Looking Back, which, this is the beauty of living here. I never lose sight of the fact where we live. This is probably my 35th or 40th time to be looking back. I saw the 61-year-old Monty Montgomery play live.
It's awesome.
We started off very crowded and packed. And it's weird to be to a music show where I'm not the oldest person there. Almost everybody there was older than I was.
Yep.
I sat down where a friend of mine told me to sit. I was there 1 minute. I get a tap on his shoulder, and this older lady said, "You need to move because this is." And this turned out that was Monty Montgomery's mom,
Oh no.
who shooed me away. But
Oh, no.
she has a reputation of doing those types of things.
That's funny.
Yeah, but anyway, I ended up with a guitar pick from Monty Montgomery that he pulled out of his pocket
The pick of
to give to
destiny,
me.
Darren.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed because it is the most generic, random, order on Amazon for 5 cents. It'll
It
be
makes
here
you
tomorrow.
feel like
pick.
you're like,
I was expecting
it makes
some
you
sort
feel
of
like you're like
beveled pick, blue pick, with his name insignia
it's
on it,
like
or whatever.
it's like yeah, I guess you can do it with anything. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, so it's not the pick of destiny.
You're like, hey, maybe I'll show Monty some
Thanks,
pics.
Monty. Thanks for Anyway, I've played with it nonstop since I got it, but it's it hasn't made me play any better. But I was inspired to play Little Wings as an 87-minute version as a tribute to Monty Montgomery.
Does
But
he
anyway,
still ever play that when he's out?
what's that?
You ever play Little Wing when he's out and he's playing shows?
Yeah, he does. He did Saturday night.
Did he?
Yeah, and
Did he crush
it was extremely long. But, you can go online and watch his version
Yeah,
of
it's
Little
awesome.
Wings, and it's seriously like 18 minutes.
It's awesome.
Yeah, on YouTube
Yeah,
when he
it's
was
super long.
younger.
It's awesome.
I don't think he went 18 minutes, but he probably went
It was 10.
9 or
It was
9 or 10.
Yeah, it was 10.
Yeah.
I've watched it like multiple times. It's wild. So it's
Yeah,
only
it's
gotten
just-
longer as he's gotten more grown up. I like it.
Yeah, it's,
I mean,
if you go see Monty, you
Like why
pack a lunch
why
for
are
the
you,
solo.
Why,
Yeah,
why are we going to see Monty, Darren?
that's exactly why I
Like,
went.
come on. Yeah,
Yes.
we're not going so that we
Well,
can hear harmonies.
His band left the stage. They did. They were like, he just played
Quit it.
No, they were like,
he just played so
well, they didn't have anything to do.
he just kept soloing.
It was great.
That is not real.
No, it is extremely real.
His bassist and
The
drummer
bass player, I wish I would have taken the picture.
They left.
The bass player was so hypnotized with boredom. It was the guy that's played with him years. I mean, he was just stone faced
Get
like
out.
this. They just got up and left and like, we'll be back. Yeah.
You know how sad that is?
It's
that
not
Monty-
sad. I found it amusing
Well, I
and
find that
fun,
funny.
but
I'm
is.
just saying that, like, how disillusioned we are as a culture that Monty Montgomery's playing is like, man, oh, geez, can we stop?
I
That's
don't know. I
that
mean,
pla-
if you
that
played
playing is
basketball
so
for the last
good.
10 years side by side with Steph Curry, and he's like, oh, he hit,
And he just keeps hitting
he hit,
three.
he hit 11
And he keeps
three-pointers in a row.
hitting threes.
You
And, like,
become...
He's
well,
by himself,
yeah,
and everyone
yeah.
in the gym's just slowly leaving. Like, yeah, we get it, dude. You don't know how to miss.
It was fun.
That is funny. That is
So, yeah, I watched the CMA Awards last week, too. But speaking of awards, the full list of nominees for the 2024 Billboard Music Awards, also known as the BBMAs, wow, that's a mouthful, they've been announced, and Zach Bryan, country star Zach Bryan, is leading the pack. He's got 18 nominations. I want Micah, you, or anyone else in this world to tell me how I feel about this. I think Zach Bryan's songwriting is amazing. His voice is great. Everything he does is in a minor key and sad and depressing.
Yeah,
You would
I'm
like him.
surprised he's so
But
famous
he is
because of
in
that.
some serious hot water and potentially legal stuff because he has been accused with a lot of bad information by his ex-girlfriend Brianna LaPaglia, with a lot of accusation of
like abuse and stuff?
emotional abuse and just being an awful human being. I, of course, have no idea if any of this is true. I don't know how any of us figure these kind of things out.
Yeah.
But I do. It sort of taints it for me a little bit. But God dang, I like Zach Bryan's music.
I
man.
will say that if accused, it's definitely like, for me, it's like I just don't listen to Michael Jackson that much anymore.
Yeah.
Like he even got off. He didn't get accused. I
Yeah.
mean, but I have a
Well, I'm
hard time
going
with it.
through this with Conor McGregor. He just paid $250,000 but it's a civil suit, right? And so I don't know. Sometimes those guys, I don't know. I love watching Conor fight.
I want
I want to like him. But God, he seems guilty.
Connor seems like a bit of a tough dude. Around the edges.
he is. The reason I like him is he is a true rough and tumble.
Oh, yeah.
18-year-old, was a plumber, didn't want that life, went to the gym, made himself into who he is.
I've always liked Conor McGregor, but yeah, I don't like any abuse stuff. That's, I mean, obviously, but like I'm pretty quick to turn another cheek when that stuff starts coming out.
Yeah.
Because it does seem like if somebody's saying something, it wasn't kosher to begin with. Now, how unkosher is it? That's hard and that's difficult. We
Well,
leave up to the courts and stuff, and that's with that. But like, if somebody's saying, like, you never hear is just a great dude. That's like people start doing accusations on the internet. It's like just not like let's take Thor.
Yeah.
You never hear anything about that because
Right,
and
that's
everyone's
true.
like he's just the sweetest guy ever,
Right.
and he's been married to the same girl for
Look
15
at him. He
years.
has nothing to be angry about in this life.
LeBron, look
Yeah.
at Patrick Mahomes. Like nobody has ever come forward and been like, oh man, they've been a little sketchy on their partner. Every single person is like they're a great dude. So anytime you start hearing some accusations, it seems a little like it can't be great.
Yeah, and man, I really enjoy UFC. There was a fight Saturday night in China, and this woman who was an underdog knocked out her
Yeah,
opponent.
isn't she like a doctor?
Yes, and not only did she knock her out, she knocked her out to where the opponent is like sticking their arms up, which is a sign of concussion, right? And they took the opponent out, and so the woman who won, her name is Shai S-H-I Ming. She's got emotional and started crying, and she goes, "I really hope my opponent's okay." And anyway, she is a full medical doctor, working doctor.
Yep.
Her parents don't even know that she fights MMA. They found out that night,
and it's like,
and she smoked her.
It's pretty crazy because it's like I like that, but also, I guess she knows this, but like she's risking her doctor's career as well. So working on two careers, like you get an injury in the MMA, you might not be working with your hands
again. Those types
again.
of permanent long-term injuries in MMA are
less common,
very rare.
Okay.
Yeah, very rare. But
it still ain't a low risk situation.
No. But they're so quick to end the fight when somebody gets an advantage.
Yeah.
But okay, speaking of safer fighting, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is the greatest wrestler of all time, if you ask me, and you should because I'm an expert at it.
Would you vote for Dwayne if you ran for president?
I would. Why not? I mean, we have a reality TV star going into office in a month and a half. I mean, why not vote for The Rock?
Seems fun, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
it does feel though like in Idiocracy when the wrestler becomes president
Camacho.
And he's
I would vote for him
AK-47s.
too. Yeah. So check this out. I find this funny.
Okay, sorry.
Dwayne Johnson. No, I will. How much time we got?
We have 1 minute, Darren.
Oh, Dwayne, I'm not even going to get through. Oh, this sucks. Dwayne Johnson.
We have 2 minutes. Go.
Had to pull strings to get his hand on Taylor Swift tickets. The Rock was 52. He had to humble himself and beg for tickets as gifts, which usually land in his lap. So, two more things. Drake.
How's that possible? Like, they're going to be on resale for $10K
He's a billionaire. I don't know. But anyway,
that doesn't make
Drake
sense
has accused his record label bosses of conspiring with Spotify to artificially inflate streaming figures for his rival Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. Drake, he has a feud going on with Kendrick, and it reached new heights this year because Kendrick had put out a song where he accuses Drake of pedophilia and sexual misconduct. Lastly, I'm going to squeeze this in. Miley Cyrus has revealed that she has second thoughts about her song Used to Be Young. I love that song. Where she might not release it because she said in an interview at Harper's Bazaar recently, she said, I listened to the song yesterday. I was asking myself, did I really need to put this out? It was one of those things that maybe I'm more private. I should have maybe kept my private life private. I just feel like that song's so personal, it's hard for people to relate. Miley, I know you're listening and watch us. That song is relatable to everyone. That you made poor decisions when you were young. Just because you were on TV doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And, hey, I used to be young. So you should have put it out. It's an awesome song. That is the Darren Micah Show. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. Micah, last words.
I have no last words besides this. Thank you for listening to the Darren and Micah Show here on 94.3 FM, KWH, Wimberley Valley Radio. Join us over on the Damn Music Show. That's Damn Like the Water, DAM, coming out on YouTube channel. We drop videos there all the time. Until next time, later.